My new base is really, really cool. I mean, I have gigantic cranes, I've got all this stuff, you know, I've got a parking lot, I have a logo, I have an enchanted village with bridges between trees, and let's not forget, I also have tiny mushrooms. I am really, really happy with my new base. I'm super happy, okay? But there's a little part of me that misses the old guy. You know, I mean, this view from back down here, it is really cool. It is really cool. In fact, this might be one of my favourite views of the old base. Especially now that our futuristic civilization is fully connected up to the ancient civilization. I mean, it looks fantastic. It looks so good. It's come together so well. You know, we've got all this stuff through here. I even miss my storage system. I mean, this is where I would spend most of my time. This is where I would be. What is that? Scar's relocated Tiny Iskal. I mean, sure, my storage system isn't quite as impressive as Scar's new storage system, which is still filling up, by the way. But this place is my little place, and I look forward to getting it back. I think I might have to open up some negotiations with Scar. I really hope he hasn't lost my deed, because he loses everything. With all that being said, I'm incredibly excited for today, because today is agriculture and doors and stuff. Doors and stuff being the thing that I'm most thrilled about. I mean, look at this thing. Look at it. It is absolutely crying out to just be an enormous door. There's not going to be anything behind it, probably. Okay, I'll tell Scar that it's here, and he can open and close the door as much as he likes. I just want to build a door here. There could just be a wandering trader in there. I'd still want to open the door. It could be a room filled with Lego bricks that I have to step on for hours on end. I'd still want to go in there because of the door. It could be a room where when you enter, all of your clothes immediately come off, you're naked, and then the class that you went to school with, they all just suddenly appear and they're pointing and laughing at you. I'd still go in there because cool door. It could be a dentist. It could be a toothpick under the toenail clinic. It could be a sealed chamber that contains the Earth's farts since the beginning of time. The door has never been opened and I'd still open the door. Okay, I think I've made my point. It could be a door that... No, seriously, please stop. Long story short, I'm incredibly excited to build this thing, especially because having just taken out a few blocks, yeah, it looks like there is absolutely nothing behind here. So I guess we need to clear out a space and then clear out the space underneath for the door to actually go into because... yeah, it's going to need quite a bit of space, and then we can get the ball rolling on this little project. So this door is 13 blocks tall, which means we need a minimum of 13 blocks underneath it for the door to actually get pulled down into. And the way that we're going to be moving our door is using slime block flying machines and honey block flying machines, and then a kind of daisy chaining technique. So essentially we have a flying machine at the bottom, which controls the actual movement, and then we have flying machines, or I guess like modules that attach to that flying machine, the original one, that then move with the flying machine. It will all begin to make sense once I actually start building it. That was skillful. Actually, that reminds me, Exuma said that he had put something inside the gigantic snail for my Elytra flying skills. Thanks for playing. Oh, he gave me an Elytra? I came 5th. Man, if I get an Elytra for coming 5th, what did 1st get? But forget the Elytra, I'm here for the participation badge. You know, that's what I'm really about. I'm going to stick this up on my wall. Where's it gone? Now, what is mildly terrifying about these types of piston doors is that if they break entirely. Like, completely. They're gone. They're done. You have to rebuild the entire thing. So, if it does break, expect odd noises to come from me. Like guttural, strange noises. Regardless, I think my best bet is actually to start off with one module and see if that is all working properly. So this is what the machine should look like. Now, it shouldn't move when I remove this, but when I power this piston, it should drag the whole thing downwards. Turns out this thing actually required more space than I was expecting. So here comes the moment of truth. When I remove this block, everything should begin to move. This is good. This is exactly what we want. This is exactly what we want. And that is almost perfect. I just haven't quite dropped it down far enough. With that being said, actually, with it being made out of stairs, it does kind of look quite cool, doesn't it? But I am going to drop it down further. Still, gotta say, I am chuffed to bits that has all functioned properly, because that's like the skeleton of the build. Well, not the skeleton, it's the brain. That is basically the whole redstone circuit. That is everything. If that works, the whole thing works. So here comes the moment of truth number 2. I've now linked up all of the different parts of the system, and in theory, it should all be working. So there goes our door. It is now fully closed up. Everything is closed, and then when I hit this button again, it should all open up. We've actually gone and done it. Okay, so we've got ourselves a fully functioning 13 block high, 1 wide piston door. I mean, it looks... I'm almost tempted to tell Scar that the door's done. So we've built one small slice, okay? But of course, we need to build all of the other slices. 3D printer mode engaged. Okay, that's not as exciting as I was expecting. Finally, after a very long time, I've actually found my handy box. I'd also totally forgotten that I'd cleared out all this space underneath my industrial district. Yeah, we need to do something with this. These should be the last stages now. So this is honey blocks, and then slime blocks. That is everything. Here is our enormous piston door. These are all the mechanics. Everything should now be fully functional. I've just got to triple check that there's absolutely nothing in the way of this thing, because if this gets stuck on anything, the whole thing breaks. I know I've said that a few times, but I feel like it needs to be said. The whole... Like that! That would have broken it! And this is why you double and triple check things, because I totally didn't see that on my first checks. It was blending in with the stone. The stone was blended in with the stone. I'm starting to feel sick. I'm starting to feel sick with fear. Here goes nothing. Buttons being pressed. Things are happening. The door is opening. And it is looking good. It is looking good. That is absolutely... That is epic. That is so cool. I've never actually built one of these doors in an actual No! Oh, what's happened? Oh no. What exactly happened? It's worse. It's worse than I thought. Where's it gotten stuck? Don't even think about it. I mean, really. What went wrong? Hey, what happened? Where has this gone wrong? I forgot to power the bottom ones. What? Really? Only one slice of the door has broken. Because I'm a moron, and... yeah, because I'm such a moron, only one slice is broken. This is good. Yes! The whole thing has now been fixed up. The redstone line that I forgot... I almost forgot it again! I am not joking here. I had the observer ready to go. You see, the thing is, I ran out of redstone dust, and I went off to the storage system to pick up some more, and by the time I got back, I'd forgotten what I had brought the redstone dust for. What? I might need to take a break today. I think one of my brain cells has taken the day off. I'm down to 50% capacity. Right, hopefully... Oh my goodness. The whole thing's broken. The whole thing's broken. The whole thing's broken. Again. It's happened again. I'm dying. I can't even take a moment to dwell in my sadness. Where did it all go wrong? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's where it went wrong. Right there. See this? This here? This is where it went wrong. My repeater should have been there. Should have been there. I don't even know how I got that wrong. I'm just gonna have some lunch for a bit and then cry. You'd think I was joking, but I'm not. I've just come back from my long break and I've broken it again. I've broken it again. I've built it all and I've broken it again. I really hope my slow descent into madness is now over. I am pretty confident that this is going to work. I have done every single check under the sun. And it does appear to open properly. That's good. Now let's see if it closes properly. If it closes properly, I'm gonna cry tears of joy, I think. Because this looks absolutely fantastic, and it is working properly, and it was so worth the stress and just the nightmare. Now, what's actually going to go back there? I have no idea, but I'm just happy that I built it. It could be a room filled with a billion bees, all with their stingers pointed towards me, and I'd still go in there because cool door. Sorry, I'll definitely stop that now. Next up on the ever important to-do list is agriculture. Yeah, it turns out that that is really not how you spell agriculture. Now, whereabouts was Scar's farming area? I mean, that doesn't look great. There's a beehive there. This is Marcus's house. So I'm assuming that's not where the agriculture is. Is this Marcus? No, this is Jacqueline. Alright, fine. I'm now incredibly curious as to where Marcus is. It's Harry Potter's closet. I mean, I feel like we're in the wrong space, but we need to solve this. That's John. Who are all these people? Well, here's Noah. Noah's very sweet. Marcus has got to have the penthouse suite, doesn't he? I mean, I found some diamond blocks. I bet Scar doesn't even know these diamond blocks are here. You know, he has so many diamonds, I bet he's totally forgotten about these. Right, seriously though, Scar, what have you done with Marcus? I'm starting to think that maybe there is no Marcus. I'm getting incredibly distracted, aren't I? This is what I was looking for. Okay, so we've got the barn. We've also got this little farm over here. I hadn't actually spotted this. So, I mean, this is like a traditional standard wheat farm, but I'll be honest with you, I don't think I want to touch any of this. This is all far too pretty. It looks arguably more decorative than it is, like, automated. I just think this looks great. I'm not going to touch it. And I'm also fairly certain that these little systems right here, these are actually automated. That they do have hoppers underneath them, which take the items into a centralized area. Like, you can see a hopper minecart over there. So there is definitely some automation going on, but I feel like this animal farm area definitely needs a little bit of a change. Goodness gracious me. Look at this. Wow, Scar's actually got some serious farms. That looks like... Is that all coming in through hoppers? I feel like that has to be coming in through hoppers. It is! It is! And it has a sorting system that is no longer sorting anymore. So Scar has surprised me a little bit here. He's actually got a better setup than I was expecting, but that doesn't mean that there's not stuff that we can do. You know, we can definitely sort him out, not only with some bits down at the bottom here, but also, I believe up at the top here, there was once an attempt made at making an automated sheep farm. And by the looks of things, it hasn't gone so well. So we can work on this too. In fact, you know what? Let's start there. And I've just looked around for a little bit. I don't actually think we need to change up the design too much. You see, Scar's idea is actually pretty good. The sheep, they stand on a piece of grass. As soon as they eat that piece of grass, which will obviously give them their wool back, the dispenser fires shearing them, and then these hopper minecarts pick up the wool and take it away to somewhere else, and I don't know where that is. But that seems like a pretty good system. I think the issue that Scar ran into is it looks like he probably only put one set of shears into the dispensers. He probably didn't realise that the shears lose their durability over time, so they've run out, and that's why this thing has stopped working. So my plan of action is just to clean up this place a little bit. First off, get all of the modules back in place, and then potentially just do a little bit of decorating and get him set up with a storage system. So stage 1 has been completed. We now have everything ready to go in terms of the improvements with redstone. And as I say, I think the key here is that the system was running out of shears. So we are just going to go overboard with the quantity of shears. We're going to have multiple double chests of shears. So he should have shears for the rest of his life. Now, where did I put all my chests? I put them in here somewhere. And, I mean, there's 4 there, but that is not my boatload. I never thought I would see the day where I'm walking around improving the look of one of Scar's builds. Now, I must admit, you know, the bar is slightly low on this one, but I'm still going to count it. So now I would say we actually have a fairly decent looking environment. So where the player will stand is actually down here. This is where they'll be chilling. And then, I mean, currently the wool actually pops out the back. For some reason, there's a chest behind that hopper, and that's where the wool gets stored. That really doesn't make too much sense, does it? I was going to create a centralized storage system, but honestly, I think if we just had a chest out the front here, and then all these different sheep with different colours of wool, I mean, that seems like the best way to do things, doesn't it? Now, that does, of course, mean that I'm going to have to briefly destroy some of my decoration to make all of this work, but I definitely think it's worth it. See, look! His farm was working! He just didn't know! That is such a Scar maneuver. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the smartest way of doing things. It's a really neat little system. It's really simple to use. It's just going to work. I gotta say, this is looking rather lovely, isn't it? I'd say we put some grey glass, potentially, in these gaps right here, just so it looks like there's nothing there, but there is actually something there, so then we can actually walk in this entire space. But I'm really happy with this. I know it's not the most technical of redstone contraptions, and it's definitely not the fastest and most efficient sheep farm in the world, but it looks good, and it is going to work well. Shroom lights all the way around. Shroom lights look rather cool in this little space. I've also removed all of the stray torches from around the top. There's still a few that are functional, but for the most part, this whole place is now fully cleared and cleaned up. And as I've said, you know, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of how this has come together. I actually think Scar will quite like this. Are you joking? Is this the first time this season that I've actually bred up animals? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I have done 0 work with animal farming in this season, so I guess, yeah. Right, come on, fellas. I want you, I want you, I want you, and I want you. Bridge has been constructed. It's looking incredibly high budget, as you can see. Now, is this going to work how I hope it does? I really hope no sheep actually escape. This seems precarious. It definitely feels like things could go wrong here, but so far it has been successful. All right, chaps, follow me. Dude at the back, what's going on? That we are definitely going to lose some sheep here. I'm starting to realize that I definitely should have made my bridge bigger. Like 100% definitely should have done that, because this is going to be a mess. But so far, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I've got a very well-behaved set of sheep here. All right, let's block these guys in so we can guarantee that they're not going to leave. I think that seems like step number 1. If we just start constructing a bridge up to the top here, I mean, once again, this seems incredibly precarious. But these sheep, these are like circus sheep. They seem to just go wherever needs to be gone. Okay, here's the situation, right? We need to make sure that this sheep right here, he doesn't end up in any of the other sheep pens. But now if we can nudge him into place, I think if we do this one by one, that is definitely the wisest way. Aha! Aha! Yes! Yes! We have got one sheep in place. Oh dear. We have somehow lost a sheep in the process. Jeez, did he really die from falling that far? What a pathetic sheep. Here we go, my friend. Here we go. I've fallen down. I found another sheep. Oh no, don't fall down! Don't fall down! I'm coming up! I'm coming up! I forgot that I've actually got I almost launched him into the stratosphere. I could have slingshotted the sheep. I didn't even think about the fact that he would come with me. That's it, buddy. You're doing great work. You're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. Okay. How many more left do we have to do? I mean, it can't be that much more left, actually. In your pop. So 3 more sheep are required for the system. That should be nice and easy. What exactly are you standing on that is preventing you from falling into here? I honestly don't understand how this sheep is levitating. After a little bit of magic, every single one of them is now in place. So now, shears. I have created way too much iron there. That was a mistake. Now, while I'm putting in all of these shears, everything seems to be working well. I can hear sheeps being sheared. Everything is functioning redstone-wise, but there is a bit of an issue. Yeah, we are getting a lot of lossage, as you can see. And, oh, well, at least that one. Or did it? No, it just ended up in my inventory. This is my first plan of action, is to replace the trapdoors with slabs, because hopefully the items don't clear those slabs. And then also to put a trapdoor here to stop the items from going between the hopper and the dispenser. Maybe that will work. It definitely looks like a much sadder existence for the poor sheep, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Because this is a bit of a problem. It's a bit of a big problem. Immediately, the situation seems to have improved. Although we do still have a little bit of wool that is escaping, you can see that for the most part, it is all dropping down into the chests. I definitely should have done this before I installed the sheep, because I have to wait and then right click as it happens. That is so annoying. An incredibly painful length of time later, the sheep farm is now all done and dusted. This was meant to be a really simple redesign, but it's ended up taking ages. However, I think everything is pretty well considered, everything seems to be functioning, and it's already producing decent quantities of wool. I mean, given this is just the length of time that I've been stood here standing around, it is not doing badly. And with that, our book is completed. We have built up the Chest Monster 2.0, we've built up a super duper smelter, we've done agriculture, and we've done doors and stuff. I have done everything that I wanted to do with Scar's base, which means I kind of want the old guy back. As I said at the start of this Hermitcraft episode, I'm sort of missing its oddities and its slight annoyances that it has. I miss it. So I'm going to build a little something that is just going to let Scar know that I am now open to swapping. Because, you know, with all the new stuff that I've added to Scar's base, I'm assuming he kind of wants his base back as well. You know, I've added some bits, and also his base is very cool. So I'm hoping that he should want it back. If he doesn't, then that's going to be a bit of an issue. Here is my grand master plan. I'm going to build a mini version of the HCBBS, and it is just going to gradually count down in the base here. Hopefully Scar spots it, and then when it hits the bottom, we can do a swap back. Change is turning back soon, please. I think if I put in a bunch of, what else is there? Hermitcraft, give Mumbo base back soon. I would say this little setup right here is perfect. He will spot it. He will see it. He will see the awesome things that I've done over at his base, and we will do the old switcheroo. I'll be happy. Scar will be happy. I'll give Scar his deed. Scar will give me his deed. Everything everything will be back to how it used to be. And on that note, I think it's time to end. I hope you enjoyed this Hermitcraft episode, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya! And I've waited the whole episode to do this outro because I need to rant quickly. My audio problems are driving me insane. So for the past year and a half, I've been having a problem with occasional pops and crackles in my recordings. I've replaced my whole audio setup, and it still doesn't work. I've replaced my computer, and it's still... there's something. I don't understand. Maybe it's me. Maybe I have a poppily and crackly voice. Maybe I'm creating the pops and crackles.